was an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people.
Who are these people?
Authenticity Radio. Stimulating and transparent. Real people and real authentic talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get real.
What are you prepared to do?
Guys, I'm bringing the party to you.
Slade Suter Live.
Hey, welcome. Grab a seat anywhere. No, we don't have any menus. The only thing we have today is the freedom to express who you truly are. We call it Authenticity Radio. You'll like it, don't worry. Let me go grab the host. He's got the hospitality of a fat and jolly innkeeper. He's a good guy. Slade Suter.
And thank you very much. This is Slade Suter, broadcasting from the Authenticity Radio studios here in Barcelona, Spain. You are not alone. And today's guest is going to make sure that you understand this. Tricia Dycka, who is an intuitive coach, a Reiki master, a best-selling author, a teacher, and a speaker and enthusiast. Tricia, welcome back to Authenticity Radio.
Thank you, Slade, for having me again. It's a pleasure to be here.
Do you remember our last conversation that we had?
Yeah, it was probably a year ago.
It was. It was about relationships. We're trying to get down to the truth about relationships. And I've discovered much since then. Maybe we could even revisit a piece of that again. And a matter of fact, that's exactly what we're going to do. Because today's program, you are not alone, Trish.
Yes, I want to share with everybody that sometimes our feelings of isolation and insecurities are just thoughts in our head. And if there is a situation, to reach out to either friends, to other entrepreneurs, to a higher power, if you will, and ask for that help. There's no attachment by asking for help. And I know growing up, at least in my family, it was, well, don't ask for help. Don't tell anyone there's a problem. It's almost like hide it all underneath the carpet. And as entrepreneurs, which I'm sure you'll agree, we do so much by ourselves, and we come across, blocks or obstacles, challenges. It's semantics here, whatever word works for you. And sometimes we allow those blocks to stop us in our tracks instead of creating a supportive environment, having a coach, having a great support group to say, this is what's going on. Help me, walk me through it, and we kind of suck it up, hold on to it real tight, and then it creates a snowball effect.
It seems to me, Trish, that many of us seem to find it easier to create a bigger carpet to keep sweeping it under. So my carpet is big.
Yes, it is.
Well, how do you know?
No, it's because it's not just your carpet. It's my carpet.
Yeah, okay.
It's everybody's carpet. We all just get a nice little broom, sweep it under, fold down the carpet, and hope nobody sees it.
Okay, so you're talking about some emotional work here that we need to do, and everything's kind of like perfect in my world. Lord forbid that you have a little glimpse of what's really going on inside of me. Because I'm a human. And it seems like we are trying to spend a lot of energy trying not to portray just that. The human part of ourselves. Thus, the carpet becomes big and lumpy.
Oh, yes. I work with something called the 4 stages of business success matrix. And
ooh, that sounds fun. What is that?
It's different stages we seem to go through. It's our breakdowns, which equate to a breakthrough. And like stage 1 is sadness. And that's where we're in this frame of mind of nothing's working for me. What am I doing wrong? Why do I keep hitting these brick walls? And then from there, it goes to stage 2, which is anger. where life's not fair. It actually sucks. Why is this happening to me again? That victim status. I don't deserve this. Why can't I catch a break? And then we go into stage three, disappointment. I want to be left the hell alone. Can this get any worse? And all you want to do is eat, sleep, cry, and eat some more. Like the world is ending. Where you finally break through to stage 4, which is your inner strength coming through. And, all right, so maybe I'm not on the right path. Maybe this isn't working out for me. So what can I do next? What is my next step? And it's all about asking questions about what you really want. And while in these stages, it's like you said, we don't want anybody else to see that there's something going on. So we sit in these stages thinking it's all us, all by ourselves, and nobody else has ever gone through this because they just can't. It's just you. And believe it or not, we've all been there. We've all been through these stages. We've all been through these breakdowns that actually create these amazing breakthroughs. But it's a part of being human, and it's a part of dealing and feeling these emotions.
Could we actually put claim, like this would be like a claiming of your awareness? Because it looks like it's a package of two things. One, you're finally aware, of where the sadness, the anger, and the disappointment brought you through, and you're making a claim on this inner strength that you have, or an insight, or should we say consciousness?
Yes, we could say all of the above. It's your inner, it's what's going on inside of you saying, all right, well, I've been through my pity party, and now, I'm done with that. I'm ready for this next step in my life, whatever that is in my life, or whether it's your business. For example, let's say we created this wonderful program and nothing happened with it. And we go through these steps and we're so angry about it. And finally we're like, all right, fine, this did not work. There's a reason it did not work. Let me go, let me change it, let me look at it, let me move to the next step. And sometimes we're actually on the wrong path. Let's say we're a business coach when you should be a life coach, or you're a life coach and you should actually be helping people with animals. There's so many different, avenues of this. And
well, that sounds attractive. I might have to look into that.
Look into working with animals?
Yes. It's a lot easier than people.
Well, we as people, we have so much going on all at once. And it's sad because to me, we were brought up, raised that everything needs to be a certain way. It needs to look a certain way. Society expects this from us. Our parents expect that from us. Oh, and yes, our friends expect something else. So on top of us dealing with these emotions, now we're dealing with all these other outer effects going on. And when we start going and listening to what they're telling us as well, it creates this huge mess. And I've seen too many people stop what they're doing and go back into what I call zombie mode of just living. They're just existing. They're not doing anything. They may be going to work, going home, eating dinner, going to bed. And to me, that's just sad. If that's not what you want to be doing, and you're actually pushing yourself down.
But Trish, it's so much easier.
Of course it is.
And when I get in zombie mode, I save so much energy.
I don't know if I do. I've been in zombie mode. And almost like, I don't know if I would say that I save so much energy because I just feel like I'm there. There's nothing going on. It's just day in, day out of the same thing. And I'm truly not happy.
Yeah, well, you got me there. Because satisfaction, that deep sense, or that I would say that deep knowing that I'm on a path that really feels right, is not there when I'm in zombie mode.
Yes, at least for me, I know that I'm very unhappy. I don't know what's going on, and instead of going on the path of self-care, I end up going on the path of a victim mode, or the pity party, and everybody's doing this to me instead of me really taking responsibility for my life and for my choices and saying, all right, this is not my best choice maybe, and I've learned from it. I've had an experience with it. Let me try something else. Let me reach out to somebody. Let me get involved in a group who's had similar situations, who could say to me, wow, all right, this didn't work, but let's try this or let's do that. And having that support. And it's not as easy to say, wow, I really, really screwed this up. Or I really was on the wrong path because this wonderful coach told me that this was the way to go. It's like we continually buck up against these brick walls saying, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, instead of letting go of that resistance and just flowing to the next step that's opening up to us.
Wow. So we can, theoretically, we can say, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to let go.
Yes.
And making that our focus. I mean, so the enthusiasm of I'm going to do it is actually what? Is it letting go, Trish?
It's that not giving up. It's that knowing that this path was not the right one, or this path was a learning experience, and now it's time to shift my focus to what will work for me. And there are several steps that we can do. Sometimes we lose sight of what we truly want to do and be because of what we're listening to everybody else.
When we share with someone about our failures that we encountered, it's really an invitation for somebody to open up, isn't it?
It is an invitation to open up. It's sometimes when we just speak this out loud, it creates that area of openness and freeness and saying, all right, well, I just kind of let it out, let it go. And the person listening does not need to respond. They just may need to listen while you talk.
Mm-hmm. And that's different than a pity party, because we have that experience of the idea of somebody at a bar who's crying over their drink and sharing all of this hurt and this pain and this sadness, and then the next person opens up, me too, I this and this and this. This is not what we're talking about here, is it? That we're not alone. We are talking about a higher sense of something that you already know that you're worth, owning up to it, and then being willing to allow yourself to be vulnerable enough to share that with other individuals. Is that right? Am I on the right path?
Definitely on the right path, because let's say, for example, we're at that bar and we're, sitting with other people and everybody's just going on and on and on about that pity party. And then the next night you go to the same place and you're rehashing it and you're rehashing it and you're rehashing it. That makes you stuck in that pity party.
Well, but for the bartender, I mean, there's a hell of a bar tab there, isn't there?
Absolutely. Absolutely, yes. Yes, but, when you're constantly revisiting the same scenario, the same thing over and over again, it actually stagnates you. It doesn't allow for growth, and it doesn't allow for you to, move on. And I can tell you for a fact that when I moved to Florida, this is, 7 years ago now, I didn't know anyone, and I was in the biggest pity party I could tell you. Mm-hmm. I was like, why did I do this? I mean, the mind games, the monkey chatter that was going on, and I probably was depressed for over a good 2 months. And for me, that's not the norm. And I finally woke up one day and I'm like, I can't stomach listening to myself, and I can't stomach looking at myself in the mirror anymore like this. And, for me, it was finally like an awakening, saying, all right, well, we're someplace new. What are we going to do? It's time to, go on meetup.com and to meet new people and get out of the house and do this. And so it's just a matter of understanding the emotions that are coming, feeling the emotions that are coming, because the more we try to hide them and put them down, they come back harder and quicker. And it's also...
You could go ahead.
It's also about the realization that, you want to do something with your life. You really want to. You want to share something. And it's just about really investigating that and understanding that that's that breakthrough that you're coming through, and it's this huge opportunity and like an array of all new light coming to you. I mean, I can continually tell you my different meltdowns that created these wonderful breakthroughs. And I've spoke to several clients, and they go through these stages. They end up and they're at that final stage where they're saying, all right, I know there's something else out there. I know it's something different. And what has led me to this point was a huge awakening, this wonderful thing that is going to happen.
Mm-hmm. You know what? That reminds me of a friend of mine who told me that this is what she told me. She said, if you look at your life, and every area in your life has polarities. The polarities exist for a reason. And it is okay and even good to experience the polarities on one side and the other. However, it's not good to live there.
It's not good to live there. She's right. You know, it's about living this life and being human and dealing with all of those emotions and experiences that come to us without making this carpet bigger and lumpier. It's about
lumpy carpet, yeah.
Yeah, the lumpy carpet. It's about saying, well, you know, I understand society thinks I should get a 9-to-5 job. I understand my parents want me to be a doctor, a lawyer, an accountant, or whatever they want to see for you. And I love my friends, but because I'm doing something different, they may not understand, and I don't want to get stuck in that pattern of doing something for everybody else. And then we get stuck in those feelings of guilt and embarrassment, and we're ashamed. You know, I really want more for my life, and I mean, it's happened to me where I started a magazine online, and my parents were like, well, what does that do? I don't understand. Why are you doing that? That's not what we wanted you to do. And I'm like, oh my God. And I just remember, like, okay, I'm not going to have this conversation with them. They're my parents. I love them, but it's not what they wanted from me. So that's kind of a part in our life where we just don't talk about it. And for me, that's good because I have my friends and my support groups and my coaches that support me and help me move forward over these issues.
It seems to me that it's kind of an important thing that we were to choose who to grow with. Not to associate with, but to grow with. People that we want to invite into our lives who we would consider to be a good influence to us.
Yes, absolutely. Because if you get stuck in a toxic environment and you're associating, look at the 5 closest people to you and see what they're doing, where they're going. And you have to ask yourself, is this who I want to be? Is this what I want my life to look like? Are these the people who are challenging me? Are they, helping me to grow? Or are they bringing me down with gossip and drama and just a lot of crap? Mm-hmm. Because if that's what they're doing, they helped you at one point in your life, but maybe it's time to spend a little less time there and create a whole new environment. Create boundaries where that drama and negativity is not spilling over to you and to your life.
That's very powerful and difficult, it sounds like.
It is difficult. It is, especially when you're just starting out to do these things by creating those boundaries. I suggest just saying no to small things, like if someone invited you to a party or someone's asking you for your help and you just know you don't have any extra energy, or you know that the environment you're going to be in is not going to be most beneficial to you, and just say no. Stop making excuses for everything. Just say, I'm unavailable, thank you, but no thank you.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Start small. And then you'll start to realize what you truly want, who you want in your life, what you want your life to look like. Sometimes when we are so clouded and judgmental about ourselves, it's almost like we should start from square one, and that is engaging and looking at our environment. Who's in our lives? What is going on? What do we want our lives to truly look like? Mm-hmm. And from there, it unfolds for us. And always, always ask. Ask for help. get involved in groups and ask for help. And again, ask for help from your higher power or God or whatever that is for you. And by asking, the answers start to come.
Yeah, it seems like you're putting yourself in a place of reception when you start to ask or you start to pray. You're opening your ears, you're opening your eyes, and you're looking for the answers from that point onwards.
Absolutely. And here's the other caveat. We're always taught to give, that receiving is not good. You must give. So now, as we're starting to ask, we need to be receptive to receiving. And I mean something as simple as someone wants to buy you lunch, and you're always like, oh, no, thank you. Say, thank you, and feel good about it. Someone wants to buy you a cup of coffee. Thank you, and feel good about it.
How powerful, Trish. And how difficult it is to truly allow yourself to receive.
Absolutely. Because I was always taught, oh, give. Receiving's not as good as giving, because giving makes you a better person. Mm-hmm. But in reality, we're shutting down that receiving. We're shutting down those messages coming from others and the universe, and they're trying to send us stuff, and we're saying, oh no, I can't accept that. Oh no. Mm-hmm. So we have to really start from square one there and learn to receive.
The power of reception. Wow, that's very powerful.
It really is, and something we really need to, work on. I mean, when someone offered to help me work on a program, my first thought in my head was, oh no, I can do it. And then I remember saying, whoa. And then saying, thank you so much for your help. I really appreciate it. Because my initial response was no, but before I responded by email, I stopped and thought about it. And I'm like, oh wow, I'm pushing this away. So then the message is, anything I receive is being pushed away. And that's not the message we want out there. The message we want out there is, we are willing to give, we are willing to receive.
Mm-hmm. Well, it seems logical when you're talking about a pair of lungs, at least.
Yes.
I can see, the state you would be in trying to give more than you're able to receive.
Yes, and we most times do that. We give, so we deplete our energy, we deplete ourselves, and then when it comes to receiving, we just say no. And that's the message that goes out there. So, when you go and someone offers to do something for you, just say yes. Say yes, say thank you. And then just be grateful, saying thank you for it all day long in your head. Thank you for that cup of coffee. I'm so grateful. Thank you. I mean, it's simple things that we take for granted. Again, the opportunities that come to us are amazing. The people that flow into our lives are amazing. And there's something I would love to share with you right now is, for myself, I see a huge shift coming in my life. And as I'm seeing the shift, I'm also seeing people, things, and situations that I was comfortable with slowly distance itself. And I'm becoming uncomfortable being in situations that I know are good for me and meeting all these new people and all these new things happening to me. And I'm like, oh my God. But I realized that going that way, things are opening up. And these other things that are distancing themselves, they were there for me at a time that was great. And nothing bad happened. It's just an evolving process.
So people came into your life for a season.
For a season.
Okay, and so that's that makes a lot of sense to me. It seems very practical, and so there's a natural shifting of something you're not even consciously going out and looking for, but you are having new situations and new people coming into your lives that seem to be bringing you up a notch or asking you to step out even a little bit further.
Absolutely. It's saying leave your comfort zone. Do something that you are not used to doing. Do something that you're a little afraid of, but you can do. And I'm forging ahead with that, and I'm uncomfortable with that. And at the same time, it's a little sad for me as I'm watching all these other things distance and move away. And that is just an emotion. It doesn't mean anything. It's just an emotion. I look at it and I'm sad.
You mentioned that too, the emotional upheaval. What is that?
The emotional upheaval of dealing with the situation. You know, we are always told, don't be sad, don't cry, don't be angry. No one wants to see you angry or sad. Nobody wants to deal with that. And you're always trying to show this wonderful facade to everybody when inside you're really hurting. And by just accepting that I'm sad. And I had a conversation with my husband about it the other night, and I'm like, I'm sad about it. And he goes, but that's okay. But as sad as I am over this, I'm super excited about what I'm doing and what I am creating now in my life as well. But here's the other thing. I asked for it, but did not realize it was going to look this way. I asked for business growth. I asked for personal growth. I asked for things that I want in my life. And when it first started happening, I was like, oh my God. And then I'm like, wait a second. You asked for this. Are you ready to receive it? And I said, let's do it.
And you're hungry for it too, because you're just not asking for something on the top of your head. This is something that's written inside of you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it really is. And it's something I want for myself. Mind you, this has taken me years. It's not something I did overnight, because if you would have seen me 8 years ago, I wouldn't have asked for this because, oh no, I don't deserve this. This is not for me. I'm good in my little box, going to work every day, going home, cooking dinner. You know, like that was enough. That was what I deserved. But now I'm like, I deserve to be a different person. I deserve what is available out there. There's no reason why I can't reach out for it.
Yeah, again, I mean, I would imagine if you tried to revisit your box, you would find it very limiting now, wouldn't you?
Confining, limiting, very stagnant.
So what are we talking about here, Trish? Are we talking ultimately getting to the point where you're consciously facing your fears, consciously, very aware, saying, yes, I decide to take the next step?
Absolutely. If you're unhappy in your life right now, it's a matter of standing back and saying, well, why? What is it that I truly want? And let me tell you, it goes in cycles. It doesn't, once you have this meltdown, everything's going to be perfect and rosy. Because that's just not the way that it is, because we're humans. And then once we get to that inner strength, and then we hit our next level, and then we go through it. It doesn't have to be horrific meltdowns. It doesn't. There were a couple in my life, absolutely, but I've started to see the signs where I'm like, all right, something here is not working, something here is shifting and changing, and what is my next step? You know, what do I truly want out of my life? Where do I see my business going? Where do I see myself going? So meltdowns equal breakthroughs, but they do not have to be horrendous. But when you're starting out and you're unhappy and you're in that zombie mode and you're catching yourself going, is there more to life than this? You know, why do I feel like such a loser and I just can't take it anymore? It's like when you start hitting those points, then it's time for you to take a look around and say, what am I missing? What other things do I want to be, do, hear, see? Because when we're going through that zombie, we don't see anything but what's in our tunnel vision. We don't see peripheral vision, because you never know what's on the outsides of that box. And it's when we start asking those questions.
Well, yeah, you know, and that, I guess that's the enticing thing there, isn't it? Because inside the box, you have a sense that there's something more. And you want to actually step out from this safe place that is not truly who you are, because we have a sense, we have an internal mechanism, something that's driving us that wants to be more. And that person, if totally and truly realized, would be what? Would that be like our authentic self?
That, I would say yes. That's your inner guidance. That's your authentic self. That is something that you're connected to. And again, different people call it different things.
Mm-hmm. So it would be kind of like stepping into this potential.
Absolutely.
You know, and how sad it would be just to look back in our life and lives and take a look back and be really sad about that we just really played it safe our entire life long. And we just never really arrived to the potential that we could have been.
That is why anytime I am afraid to do something or something is holding me back, I think of when I am 95 years old and on my deathbed saying, I wish I did that, I should have done that, I could have done that. And that's when I said, oh, no. I want to experience it now, so let's do it. I don't know if it'll work out or not, but I'm going to try it.
So your sense of mortality is acting as a catalyst as well.
I don't want to be at the end of my life and regretting choices that I made. I don't want to regret things that I did not try or do. So that is what propels me forward.
Wow, Trish. And you know what? Here, it just came to me. I'm sure that as you're speaking, some listeners are probably thinking, saying, you know what? Doggone it, she's right on. And what I will do is I will place your contact information next to the broadcast. Is there a website that you have that you can direct people to if they wanted to get in contact with you?
Absolutely. It is www.triciadycka.com, and that is TRICIADYCKA.com.
Okay, Tricia, thank you. Before I thank you, what is your message that you would like to give to humanity?
Do not give up. You are meant to be so much more. You are meant to share your gifts with the world, and do not give up on your dreams. Because to me, that is just hurtful and just unbelievable. I can't fathom giving up on myself or giving up on my dreams. So if you're at that point, please reach out to somebody. Because maybe you're not on the right path. Maybe you just haven't reached the right audience, or you just aren't in the right areas. But do not give up on yourself.
Do not give up on yourself. You are not alone with Tricia Dycka. Tricia, thank you.
Thank you so much, Slade. It has been a pleasure to be on your show.
As always, we'll have you back. And you're just, a delightful breath of fresh air from New York City.
Thank you.
This is Slade Suter. Until next time, be authentic, be true, and be free.
This is Authenticity Radio.
Hey, I'm Talisa.
The station's awesome.
I love the station. I love the station.
Conflict is a choice you know.
Whoa, oops. Watch it. Sorry.
But how about a better way to get things done? In order to gain a new perspective, think about peace building and gaining authenticity. To get some tips on how to do things differently and how to resolve conflict in your group, organization, business, or family, go to AuthenticityRadio.com.
Come on! This is Authenticity Radio.
Authenticity Radio with Slade Suter.